Today's video is one I am so excited to be doing because it is a celebration of my birthday and Easter, and it is with two of my favorite people, and that is my cousin Debbie Knoblauch and my friend Anya Stamper. And you have heard me talk about them several times. I've done other, collabs with them and things like that. Because obviously Debbie, she's my cousin, and we connected through social media. I live in Michigan, she lives in Kansas. So this was a way that we have connected and become very close, and I'm so happy about that. And Anya is one of the very first people that I met when I was starting my channel, and she was so supportive from day one. She is like that for everyone. She's an amazing person, and we just became great friends. We both have husbands named Brian, and they're amazing Brians too. We always say everyone should have a Brian. And so, we have just built this great bond, and now Debbie and Anya have become best friends. And so it is such a cool thing. And the three of us together are dynamic, and the way we chat with each other, we Instagram message all the time and die laughing, and we vent to each other, we support each other, we encourage each other, it's just an amazing thing that we have. And I knew that they would be the perfect people to do this collab with, to celebrate my birthday and Easter, because they were on the same day this year, April 12th. And that's when you're seeing this. It's going up that day. And let's be real, I could use something happy and exciting in my life to celebrate. There's so many things to celebrate. I don't mean that. I have a very good life. But just with the current state of the world, and just my kind of mood lately with working with the public and stuff, I needed something like this to just boost me and make me feel better, and to do a full face of makeup. So that is what we were going to do. And at first we talked about all using the same palette because it's one that we all have, but then we kind of decided, we can just do whatever we want. But we do all have this palette, so I don't know what palettes they're going to choose, but I am using this one that we originally talked about because my husband got it for me for my birthday, but he let me have it early because he knew I wanted to be able to do this with it. So it is the Nomad Cosmetics Tokyo Harajuku palette. And Harajuku, am I saying that wrong? I'm sorry if I am. This is what the box looks like, and clearly it's super light because there's nothing in it. But the destination is Tokyo, Japan. It always says where they make it. Coordinates, this says Moshi Moshi box, and I'm not really sure what that means, but inspiration, Harajuku. And it says a hot spot like no other. Harajuku is eclectic, exaggerated, and cutting edge, blending candy pastels, kawaii unicorns, creative accessories, and goth lolly looks, right? Because like Lolita. I think that's what it means. This colorful neighborhood is a cultural darling in the world of trends. So cool. And it says colorful and creamy eyeshadows formulated with extra fine pigments for vivid color payoff, infused with camellia oil to help make skin soft and silky smooth. 15 kawaii shades inspired by the wild creativity of the trendy Tokyo youth. So, Nomad Cosmetics is a husband and wife who started this as an indie brand. And you've seen me do before with the Berlin, the Nomad Berlin Underground palette by them. But basically they travel around the world and they get inspired by different places they're in. And they, right then and there, which I think this says designed on location in Tokyo, Japan, where they're at, they are inspired by that and they design their palettes there. Like, color scheme, that kind of thing, what they see from it, and then try to use some kind of ingredients, things that are from that area. So cool. And so this is what the palette looks like. I mean, this is just straight up fun. I mean, come on. This is pastel, spring, summer, Easter. I mean, there's even bunnies on it. So, and it's got a huge mirror. And then these are the shades, which obviously I'm showing it to you upside down. Let me flip it around. I don't want to blind you with the mirror, but okay, so now you can see. Because they have such cute little pictures on them. And so there's the three different, and the bottom 5 are all topper type things. Oops, I'm not going far enough forward. And so I am so excited to use this palette. I have been waiting to use it because I wanted to use it for the first time doing this collab. So we're going to get into the look. I'm going to go ahead and just start talking to you. I am going to talk to you during the eyes because figured I would do I asked in a recent video if you guys sped up tutorials, and I realize this is a collab, so I don't want it to be super long because I want you to go and watch their videos also, obviously. But But a lot of you said you really enjoy chatty videos. And when I talk about, you know, different things about my life, things about me that you learn about me. So I thought this would be a great time, since it's for my birthday, to kind of share some things with you that are about me, and yeah, to kind of let you know me a little more. Now, I used eyeshadow yesterday that was pink, and it stained my eyelids. So I do have a little bit of pink there. I decided to use my white. Actually, Debbie sent me this. The Maybelline Cover Stick in white. And I think she said that they might not make these anymore. I'm not sure. But I thought it would be perfect to help cover up that pink and just lay down a nice, you know, light base to be able to make the pastel colors show up more. Actually, I think I might add a little bit more. Okay, so about me. My name is Danielle Marie Gerstenberger, but I was Danielle Marie Pauser. That was my maiden name. I was born on April 12th, 1978 in Mount Clemens, Michigan. And to my mom and dad, Nancy and Steve. And they were just 21 years old when they had me. I was their first. And we lived, you know, down in that area of Michigan, or like, trying to think where, I think more around like New Haven, because that's where my parents like graduated from and stuff. And then my parents bought, with in conjunction with my grandpa, my dad's dad, bought a business up north. If you're from Michigan, you know what up north means. But it's still in the Lower Peninsula, but it was up, well, I'm showing you backwards. So Michigan is like a mitten, and then there's the Upper Peninsula up top. But I think it was around up here. Okay, I'm going to show you the colors that I'm using. I don't really have an idea for look, like how I'm going to lay them out, but I know what colors I want to use. I want to use orange, purple, yellow, and green. I don't know why, but that's just what has been in my head. And so I'm like, okay, then I might as well go for it, right? So that is kind of what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to see where I decide to lay things down and what I decide to do, because like I said, I don't really have a plan. So, yeah, we're just gonna, so let's just do. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with that yellow, which is my tea room, or melty, I can't talk, melty room, like MEL-TEA room. I hate to mess up the cute little kitty faces. Anyway, my parents bought a business in Luzerne, Michigan, and it was a bar, restaurant, hotel. I already messed up what I was wanting to do. Anyway, my parents bought it was a bar, restaurant, hotel, and so that is where there was also like an apartment in it. So we started out living there in the apartment when I was just very, very small. And so then my sister Dana came along, and I believe after she was born, we bought a house in Mayo. So then we lived in Mayo until I was 6. And then we moved to where I currently live, which I'm not gonna go all the way out like that, but and so I started school in this particular place, which is where I met my husband in 1st grade. And we became friends right away, because even in like 2nd grade, we were writing little love notes to each other and stuff. And 3rd grade, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and he spent his allowance to buy me a Valentine's card. Like, we go way back. And so that is kind of my start. I lived up north and then moved down state further and have lived in Michigan my whole life. I am a Michigan girl through and through. I don't ever want to live anywhere else. It is what I love. I love the state. I love all the lakes and, you know, inland lakes and the Great Lakes, and there's just so much beauty here, and I just love it. We love to camp. My husband's family and mine have both always camped, so that's something our kids enjoy too. Like, it's just been, you know, that's been our life. We love it, and there's so many beautiful places to camp here. And like I said, all the fresh water, places to swim and do, you know, like water activity type stuff. It's just amazing. And I also love snow, so I love that Michigan has snow. We don't have nearly enough for my liking, but yeah, but oh well, right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with the orange, which is kawaii. Am I saying that right? That sounds like a Hawaiian thing. I don't want to seem ignorant to different cultural stuff, but I guess I am kind of ignorant to it if I'm being honest, which is why I don't know the pronunciations of things, so I apologize. It's not out of disrespect, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's out of ignorance, and so but yeah, so we moved down here, and I've lived in the same general area since I was 6. And then my parents sold the business up north. We used to go up there like every weekend, and then in the summer we would be up there almost all summer. And as a kid, there were things about it I loved and things about it I hated. As I got older and had like, you know, a boyfriend or like my best friend and wanted to hang out with them, it was super annoying to me to be gone every weekend and during the summer. So that got where I did not like it. And then, but we have so many good memories up there. And then my parents and grandpa sold it, but my grandpa still lived in, we had an A-frame, and it was in Lewiston, Michigan. And Lewiston, my aunt Liz are all very close to each other. And so he lived there, and so we still went up there quite a bit. So it wasn't like we were, you know, never going to the area anymore. So that was still fun because we did love having the cottage, we called it. And it was across the street from a lake, so we would go and, you know, use the lake. We had like a pontoon boat and stuff. And I remember going out super early in the mornings with my dad and going fishing. Just a lot of really good memories of stuff up there when I was younger. And I've always been like a daddy's girl. I love to spend time with my dad. He just makes everything fun. Even like the most dull, ridiculous things, he somehow turns it into fun. And anyone will tell you that. My husband says it. He's like, your dad can make a trip to like the most boring, like the hardware store. I mean, I guess for some people that's exciting, but for a lot of us it's not. He's like, but your dad somehow makes it ridiculously fun. And he does. That's just, there's just something about him that it's his personality. So, and my kids, I mean, all the kids in the family growing up, all the cousins, and then of course now all the grandkids and my cousin's kids and stuff all just think my dad is like the greatest thing because he's just a big jokester, and he's pretty dang awesome. But so yeah, I have a lot of really good memories of doing stuff like that. I'm gonna go back into that yellow a little bit. These colors are so pretty. And then so yeah, I've lived in this area, and we did live a couple towns away. Actually, we lived where I always talk about going, where our church is and where we go like for grocery shopping and stuff. That's like half an hour away. My husband and I lived there for about 10 years. We moved out there right before my oldest son was born, and we had an apartment for a very short time. Then we bought our first house, and we had our second son there. Then we moved to a different house there in that area, but a nicer area. And we had my third son there. And then we moved out to where we are now almost 9 years ago, I think. So, or maybe it has been 9 years. I think it was April. Yeah, sometime in April we bought the house, but we didn't move till June. Because our house was a foreclosure that we bought here, and so it needed a lot of work. Okay, so we had time to do it before we moved. That was nice. Let's see, what do I want now? This is super fun trying to decide what I want it to do, but also like, I'm like, what do I want to do? Alright, I think I'll use this brush. It's stained red, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go into kakigori. I don't know. But it's this really pretty like mint green right here. And yeah, we lived, like I said, we lived in that one area for a while. And then it was like, things were just starting to get, I didn't love living there. And my husband didn't either. And in fact, like when we first moved into our house, I loved our house so much. If I could have moved that house out to where we are now on a basement, because we didn't have a basement there, but I loved the layout of that house and stuff. If we could have done that, we totally would have. But where the house was, we had a tiny little corner lot, and I just hated it for my kids because if like the ball would go in the neighbor behind his yard, he like wouldn't give it back sometimes, and he was an alcoholic and would just sometimes, he was, for some reason, did not like my oldest son, and he was a little kid. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then, but then he'd say really weird things about my middle son, like, oh, I'm going to take him to ball games and stuff. I'm like, no, you're not. So I would have to be like right there in our fenced in backyard when my kids were playing because I didn't trust the guy behind us. And then people were constantly coming to our door. It was just, it drove me crazy. I am an introvert. I like living in the country because I don't want people coming to my door. Like, I don't want people to just show up at my house. And it sounds rude, but I'm like that with family even. But we grew up that way. People didn't just stop by your house. Like, you know, they'd call first and say, hey, you know, are you guys going to be around? We thought maybe later. Not like, we're on our way through right now. Can we stop at your house? I don't know. That's just something that, like, never happened when we were growing up, and I can't stand that now, like, when people do it. So I know some people think that's rude, but honestly, that's just the way I feel. Like, it drives me crazy when people do it. Okay, so now I'm going to go into that purple. And, so I could not stand living where people were constantly coming to your door for stuff. Yeah, I just did not like that at all. And so the day that we were moving out, my oldest son was in the front yard because we were like, you know, taking stuff out to the trucks and stuff. And he came in and he's like, Mom, the police just tackled somebody in the yard down the road. And I go out there, and sure enough, well, when we first moved to where we lived in like the good part of the city that we were living in. And it's not like it's not a bad city at all. It's not Flint or Detroit, and let's just put it that way. Not even close. But people come from those areas there, and it actually started being an issue. But when we first moved in, there were a lot of duplexes around us. Well, there still were when we left, but when we first moved there, it was elderly people that lived in them. So it was like a quiet, nice, like, it just felt safe and nice neighborhood. And by the time we were moving, it had turned into like a lot of young people, and I think like the housing was not very expensive in the duplexes. And I mean, we'd have like couples drunk in the night fighting in the middle of the street. Like, I mean, it got ridiculous, so we could not wait to get out of there. And so we did. We got our kids out of there. And like I said, nothing against that city, because like we go to church there, places we shop there. It's not like I feel unsafe there. It was just, it wasn't the place for us for raising our kids. Okay, I'm kind of just gonna go like this so that there's not really blending needed with this, because it's not like there's harshness where you see the color changes, you know? Like, I don't know, it's really awesome. I feel like this would be a great palette for people like just starting out, if you like colors like this, because I don't feel like you could like do like majorly screw something up, you know what I mean? Like the way the colors are. Let's see. So I know I want to use like one of these topper colors, and I kept looking at the green, so that's kind of why I put the green where I did there, but I love it. I almost hate to cover that green up. But we're gonna go ahead and do it. And so it's this Moshi Moshi down here, and we're just gonna put a little of that. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, it's perfect. Perfection. Okay. Good choice, good choice. But yeah, so now we've lived where we live for like 9 years. And this is the second time, it probably only is the second time it's happened, but that I remember Easter and my birthday being on the same day. Obviously, this year is not going to be very exciting, but I will have my husband and kids home with me and plan on making real good food and dessert and stuff and just celebrating like that. But, you know, it's kind of a year of no presents, and I'm an adult, but I still like presents, I'm not going to lie. I thoroughly enjoy presents, so I'm kind of sad. But I'll get over it. And, but the last time I remember my birthday and Easter falling on the same day, we used to do Easter So like Easter has changed over the years, but it's always been with my mom's side of the family. But it's changed houses that we're at and things like that. But it has always been where we do a huge Easter egg hunt. So like when we were kids, and in the eggs would be numbers. Some of them would have money in them. And like the parents would go out and put them all in the yard. And like while the kids were like in the basement or somewhere where we couldn't see what they were doing. I mean, we knew they were doing it, but that's why they kept us away. It wasn't the ones that the Easter Bunny hid. These were like ones our family did. And we would get to go out and find eggs, and then so they'd have numbers in them or money or whatever. And then there would be a prize table, and with just tons and tons. It was ridiculous. Like I said, I'm the oldest of 13 grandkids on that side, so it was like for all of us, and they had different, you know, like age groupings so that there were things for everybody. And I remember that year it was snowy because we went out and we were in the snow for the Easter egg hunt, and which is funny because today's April 9th and it keeps snowing. But yeah, we went out and did our Easter egg hunt, and then you would come back in and there'd be the prize tables and your numbers that would determine when you got to go up. So, you know, like whatever. And sometimes if like somebody had all the low numbers or whatever, they'd kind of switch them around with some of the people who had all the high numbers to make it more fair. But super fun. We have done it all through the years with our kids, like my cousin's kids and stuff. So that's been really fun. And over the last several years, we have all camped together for Easter. However, 2 years ago, we decided we weren't going to camp anymore. It's about 40 minutes away where they would camp. So we decided we would just go there for the days and come home at night, because I hated taking our trailer out. It was like always muddy and cold and like just uncomfortable. And I'm like, I want to sleep in my own bed and shower and not be freezing and not have kids coming in with muddy shoes all over everything. And like, it just wasn't enjoyable. And one year our like water line froze and stuff. It was just a pain in the butt. So I'm like, no, thank you. So for the past couple of years, we've just gone up for the days. Like my parents always do a huge fish fry on that Friday, and you know, my cousins and aunts and uncles and everybody are there, my grandma. And then, you know, we just spend the days playing games outside, doing stuff like that. But sometimes weather just does not cooperate. But so this year, campground, they weren't going to be doing it anyway this year. They had decided to take a year off and just kind of see, because my parents were gone and that kind of stuff. But then campgrounds got closed because of COVID-19. So they weren't going to be able to do it anyway. But all right, so I'm going to go ahead and go off and do the rest of my face. And then I'm going to come back. Oh, before I forget though, these earrings, I love these earrings. They're one of my favorite pairs of earrings. And I got them, I think it was over a year ago, from, I will link her channel down below. Her name is Wendy. She makes jewelry and she makes such gorgeous jewelry. And these are a pair of earrings from her. And I think I probably need to order myself some as a birthday present, because I love, these are like some of my favorite summer earrings. So I'm like, you know what, with the springy look, I want to wear my flower earrings. So yeah, definitely. Actually, I will link the video. She showed a bunch of the jewelry that she makes so that you can kind of get an idea of what she does. So I will have that linked down below. So I wanted to mention that before I forget. But now I'm going to go do my face and we'll come back and finish up the eyes and stuff. Okay, and my face is on. You guys, I have not put on foundation in literally weeks. Like, I've just been using this pressed powder because I've only been doing my makeup from here up because I've been wearing a mask. And so then I just go down my neck and up here with the pressed powder and maybe a little bit of concealer. And so I'm like, I think my face was crying like, please put some foundation on me. Girl, do something with yourself. And so I feel better. I feel like a little more like me. See, I knew this video was going to be good to do. Okay. This is like the perfect for celebrating my birthday and Easter because it's just making me feel very happy. All right. If you wanted to avoid, because I do have some little sparkles, you know, that have fallen from that glitter topper. If you want to avoid that, you could definitely use glitter glue. I don't really care, but you know, if that is something that matters to you. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the under eye. And we'll see what we're going to do here because I don't have that planned either. I'm going to do purple under there for sure. You know, I think I'm going to mirror it and do purple and green up under there real quick. So let's do that. All right, I think I am actually, though, going to go right up under the lash line with a dark kind of color because I just don't like what my eyes look like when I don't have something dark around them. So I'm going to go into that visual K, I don't know, but this color here, just because it's a little darker. And I'm just going to go right up real close to the lash line. Yes, much better. I just need that definition. Okay. And maybe it's because I'm older and I don't know, but I just feel like when I don't have something a little bit darker there, it makes me look really tired. I don't know. Okay. And then for the inner corner, let's do a little touch of that little yellow there, which is called Zaku Zaku. Zaku Zaku. I probably should have just said, you know, yellow, because I am sure I am embarrassing myself with the way I'm, you know, pronouncing these things. Okay, the brush isn't doing it, so I'm going to do it with my finger. Yep. Oh, and it's pink with like a, or I mean yellow with a pink reflect. That is really pretty. Oh my gosh. That's so pretty. Okay, I can't wait to come up close and show you guys these colors because they're incredible. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, now let me go ahead and do my liner and mascara, and then I'll come back because I've got two fun things that I want to do. Okay, so now we're going to do fun liner for the lower lash line, and I decided I would use my ColourPop cream gel liner in Crossed, I believe is how you say it. So we are going to go ahead and do that in the lower lash line because I feel like that will just help draw some serious brightness to the look and be really fun. These are the best liners. I love these so much. I need so many more of them because I use them like every day. So I would love to have all the other colors so that I can really like with every, even just their ones that are, you know, more traditional kind of colors, because they last so well and just, they're just awesome. Yes, love, love, love. Okay. And then I thought it would be really fun for highlight, you may have noticed I don't have any on, to use this Otaku, maybe it is, this pink shade here, which clearly has reflex of other colors too, like purple. I think I might see yellow. But I'm like, you know what? Let's use this as highlight. So let's just see what we can do here. It's going to be glittery, obviously, and I don't usually do glittery, but it's just fun for this Easter collab because I'm just all about having some fun right now. Oh, it's like wet on your face. Like it looks like it's wet. It's so pretty. Okay, we're gonna take just a touch. Just a touch. Yep. That's fun. Okay, I'm so glad I decided to do that. I was like, maybe not, but then I'm like, yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm glittery and, oh, yay, fun. Okay, so I'm gonna come up close and show you my eyes. Hopefully, a lot of times I look and I'm like, oh, you're not even in frame well. Or I tilt my head too much. So hopefully you're getting a good look at it. I love with that yellow liner, just adding that brightness right there. And I love the way the colors just melded together. Do you see how pretty? That looks yellow in the pan, what's on my inner corner, but it is such a good like pink reflect. And then the green topper that I put over the green. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love it. Even more than I thought, because I'm like, yeah, maybe when I get it and put pastels on my eyes, I might be like, that's not quite for me. Yep, it's for me. I like it. Anyway, I'm going to use the Hard Candy Plumping Serum and Sugar. It's just a pink gloss that I feel like goes perfect. So it's nice and bright and pastel-y and pastel-y. It's pastel-y. I just took on some kind of accent that's not actually mine. Okay. So this is my finished look. I am actually so super happy with this. I am going to like do a beautiful pastel look for Easter, even though the only people who will see it are my family, and me, and it makes me happy. So hey, that's good enough, right? So I love though that with that glittery, that's just so fun. And yeah, so that is my finished Easter / birthday look for this collab with Anya and Debbie. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and definitely go check out their channels and check out their looks. I cannot wait to see what they do because they always do amazing looks. So I am loving this. It was so easy. Like I said, you don't really have to blend because the colors are so light that they just nicely go into each other, and there's no weird like melding of colors that gets like muddy or anything because they're pastel. I can't wait to do more looks with this palette, so you are definitely going to be seeing those because yeah. Okay, well, that is my finished look, and I'm so happy to have foundation on, and I'm just feeling good. So happy birthday to me, happy Easter to all of you, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.